this event. In order for that to happen, he's got to beat that man by 7 spots.
So he needs 6 athletes between him and Justin Medeiros. And when it comes down to 90 chest to bar pull-ups sandwiched between a row and a lunge, there's a lot of athletes in this field that do have a high capacity for high volume gymnastics that could play spoiler for Pat Vellner.
Pat Vellner, like you said, Chase, is going to need some help. 32-point deficit coming into this event, but you got to go back, all the way back to Wednesday, and event number 1 when he took 35th overall. That's why he sits in this hole right now.
And he knows the hole he put himself into. It was a common theme we've seen for Vellner over the years. It's never bit him in past events. His first was out of hand. Can he make up for it now?
600-meter row to start. And then those 90 chest to bar pull-ups. The athletes will receive credit for 1 rep for every 100 meters they complete. Brent Fikowski right now trying to get himself back onto the podium. He sits in 3rd place. He's ahead of Bjorn Gudmundsson by 19 points. Gudmundsson, the man who sits in 4th.
And the other thing that Fikowski's been battling, other than the 39 male athletes that we had coming in, it's an injury that he has not talked about, but has definitely hindered him along the way.
There's Bjorn Karl Gudmundsson out of Iceland, one of the most consistent male CrossFitters in the field right now. 7 straight games appearances. He's been on the podium twice, 3rd both times in 2019 and also in 2015.
It was a surprise in 2015. He showed us that he belonged here in 2019 in a weird year with massive cuts, but knocking on the door yet again. BKG is going to be a very dangerous athlete when he gets to the pull-up rig. And this is just a buy-in. 600 meters is going to take somewhere around 2 minutes. At the pace at which these guys are rowing, a 10-second difference is not that big of a deal. So if you give yourself a 10-second break, that could let you relax enough to have big sets on the pull-up bar coming up.
Noah Olson is wearing a Whoop strap. It allows us to monitor his heart rate as he moves through this event. Olson coming in 10th place overall.
Noah's one of those athletes that comes out fast, but he is also one of those athletes that is very good at high volume gymnastics. So he could be one of those athletes that Vellner needs to rely on. But the problem is, Vellner needs to make sure he beats him so he can add to his point total.
Lazar Jukic is the first man through his 600-meter row. The leader's name in the heat will be highlighted in red at the top of your screen. The number in the white box next to his name will indicate the number of repetitions he has completed. The number in the white box next to the other men's names will indicate the number of repetitions they trail the leader by, as Justin Medeiros in the white and Pat Vellner on the right side of your screen in the black, neck and neck here. 96 is the number these men need to hit before they move on to the 185-pound barbell and start to lunge that down the floor. Vellner 2nd overall, 1,102 points, and Justin Medeiros 1,134.
Justin Medeiros is no stranger, even though it's his 2nd year, to high-stakes final events. He needed to have a great performance last year in Atlanta just to get onto the podium. That involved 300 weighted pull-ups at the end of an event.
Noah Olson is your leader through 53 of the initial 96 repetitions he needs to complete to get to the barbell. Justin Medeiros just needs to stay with Patrick Vellner. Doesn't need to win, just don't let Vellner beat you by too much.
But Medeiros is a fighter. Medeiros has learned from one of the best in the sport of what it takes to be on top of the podium. He's not going to sit idly by and let things get dictated to him.
Noah Olson remains in the lead. Now, 20 pull-ups to go. The battle for 3rd for the final spot on the podium. Brent Fikowski trying to hold off Bjorn Gudmundsson, and right now Fikowski is in last in this heat. And Gudmundsson is 2 spots ahead of him.
And we've seen this before. We had an event that started with 100 pull-ups back in 2018, and Fikowski was one of the last in that event. Now we've added an increase of difficulty of the skill with a chest-to-bar, but only 10 reps left.
Jonakoski has now tied Noah Olsen and Justin Medeiros, along with Gudmundsson and Saxon Panchik, for the lead here. Justin Medeiros doing what he needs to do in this event, just staying close to Pat Vellner. 96, that's the number that will allow Jonakoski and company to move through the barbell, and Koski will be first.
Medeiros took his first break on the last bar, giving him a little bit of a rest before he comes to these walking lunges. Now it starts in the back rack position. 185 pounds on the barbell, 36 feet he's gonna have to lunge.
First lunge for Justin Medeiros. With every step, he gets closer to the title of fittest man on earth. He leads Pat Vellner, who is on the right of your screen in the green shorts and black shirt, now just picking up his barbell. Jonakoski is the man in front.
After this back rack lunge, here comes the most difficult part of this entire event. A 36-foot front rack lunge.
And Justin Medeiros got right to it, going unbroken and trying to leave no doubt. After this, it's 36 feet in the overhead position.
Justin Medeiros went right from the back, straight into the front rack position.
Now the barbell is down, but Medeiros is well ahead of Pat Vellner. 36 feet between Justin Medeiros and the title of fittest man on earth. Here goes Medeiros. Halfway home. Business in the front, party in the back, and fitness all over. Justin Medeiros is the fittest man on earth. Carl Gudmundsson is trying to work his way onto the podium. He is the man on the right side of your screen in the white tank top.
But he has to beat Brent Fikowski by 4 spots. And Fikowski is just 2 back.
But keep in mind, we have time from another heat that could come into play here.
No!
As Gudmundsson drops the barbell. Fikowski is the man in the all black. Fikowski looking to stay on the podium. Now Vellner is in, and Fikowski looking to earn the bronze medal. Bjorn Carl Gudmundsson just ran out of gas and had to take a break, and he will miss out on a spot in the top 3, but the professor, Brent Fikowski, gets himself back into the top 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our new male champion, Justin Medeiros!
Justin Medeiros came onto the scene back in 2019 when he won a competition to qualify for the CrossFit Games in Ireland called the Filthy 150. And it was very clear that he was a man to watch. He had to wait a year before he could get onto the CrossFit Games stage. Last year finishing on the podium for the first time, and now the new fittest man on earth.
A mountain of expectation cannot be explained by how difficult that is when you are going to be the first male CrossFit Games champion since 5 continuous years and run away to lunch to the end with your mom and dad waiting for you at the finish line. But Brent Fikowski has been fighting an injury all weekend long. He's never complained about it. He's never whined about it. He's never made an excuse. And welcome back to live competition, Brent Fikowski.
Justin Medeiros wins the event, 6:36.59 seconds to clinch his first ever CrossFit Games championship. And he is with Mike Arsenault.
Justin, you saved the best for last. You won one event at the 2021 NOBULL CrossFit Games, and it was event number 15. What was going through your mind on that final lunge? You know you're ahead, you know you're gonna win, you have it wrapped up, and you see your parents waiting for you at the end of the lane.
Yeah, man, dude, I thought they were over there the whole time, and I stepped across the finish line and saw them, and I was just like, oh my gosh, to share that moment with them. I mean, those guys have been there since day one, and I would not be able to do it without them, so.
You are the youngest male CrossFit Games champion in history, and you held off two of the most decorated and two of the most popular athletes in Brent Fikowski and Pat Vellner. How were you able to keep the nerves and anxiety at bay throughout the weekend?
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, I mean, I just have like an awesome coach and support group, and I know like no matter what the outcome is, like they're there for me no matter what. So